wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war. Wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me.
What's up out there, friends and family? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you another edition of these Motivational Mondays, these hits, high intensity trainings. And tonight shall be no difference. Hey, if you would, go ahead and tag 2 or 3 of your friends in this video. Let them know that the motivational teacher has gone live and you want to get some of this bread breaking as it commenced live. I decided just to hop on tonight. No real agenda. No real agenda other than the fact that I had a couple of messages that they missed me from being on here the last couple of days or so. So I decided to pop on to say what's up to all my friends and family out there. I see you, Mom. Thanks for joining me. If you would please share this to a few. What's up out there, YouTube? I see a couple of you all out there watching also. If you would, man, please go ahead and tag somebody. Let them know your boy has gone live. And it's going to only be a brief moment, but I promise you that you will get some bread breaking out of this conversation. Tonight, for a brief moment, I want to talk to you just about life and choices. Everything that we do in life has a choice. Everything that we do in life has a choice. There's a negotiation. What's up? What's up, Edwin, out there on YouTube? Thank you for joining us, bro. Every decision we make in life, there's a negotiation. Like, I know that sometimes we like to think that life is so straightforward that we live every day and we make daily decisions that only impact the moment we're in. However, life is a negotiation. Every decision. Hey, Angelique, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate that. And I'm popping on tonight with no special agenda. I really want you all to get in that chat box and ask some questions or let me know how your week is going. Let me think about, let me see how you've been progressing or any questions you might have for the motivational teacher to the masses, because I'll tell you what I have really been immersing myself in lately is really leadership. I really want to understand my place in this world and how to win friends and influence people. That's how I've been embracing my personal growth and development. And tonight we'd love to share just a little bit of this knowledge to you all, just about leadership and decision making. And that how life is a negotiation, that every decision we make, we're opted to make a decision that we don't make. Everywhere we choose to invest time, we're making a decision not to invest time in another area. So life is truly a negotiation. When we get in front of the King, of the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, we have to account for that dash that lives on that tombstone. We have to account for that amount of time that we did on earth. We have to account for how we live this life and what impact that we bring to others around us. And I challenge us to live this life on purpose. Oh my God, to live this life on purpose, to have every morning when you start today, have something that you want to accomplish. Have a goal, have a dream, have something that I live today, October 4th, 5th, whatever it is. What did I accomplish? How do I inch a little closer? How was I 1% better today? Life is a negotiation, because if I choose not to improve today, then I'm choosing the same life I had today, tomorrow. The only way I guarantee that my life is better is in my personal decision and my choices today. There's no other guarantee in this world that my tomorrow will be better other than the fact that I have to improve 1% today. That's the only guarantee that tomorrow brings something different. It's a bread breaking moment right there. I know a lot of us like to going to retire. Congrats, Edwin. Last day, November 3rd. I can begin again. No doubt, bro. It's a blessing to be in that position where you're in right now, that you can be ready to make that retirement. But I love my mom retired about this time last year also. But it's a new beginning, man. Really time to walk in your authority, to walk in your purpose, and to really start investing your time where you're going to get eternal results. That's a bread breaking moment right there. I appreciate it, Jermaine. Thanks, bro. We've been working with AJ on finishing the drill. So got some shirts made in his honor called Finishing the Drill. That's part of what we're talking about here tonight too, as we live this life. It really is about making the most that of what we have. Like there's always a reason there's always a reason not to be content. But I think we have to find pleasure in what we have today, understanding that God is doing something greater in us, understanding that God has given us, he has chosen us to be fruitful and multiply. If he's chosen you to be fruitful and multiply, there is no stagnation in you. Even the moments when life doesn't seem to be working as you think it should, there still should be some personal growth and development in some area of your life that allows you to finish the drill. I started this conversation saying that we will have to give an account for that dash one day. I said that. What have you accomplished? What purpose? I made a post on Facebook a little while ago, and I said, if you give yourself to it, it would give itself back to you. So what are we giving ourselves to? That's a bread-breaking moment. And I think the challenging part is that most of us live life and we can't articulate why we're here and how and why I invest my time the way I do. I think it's sad that most of us will take the gifts and dreams and the blessings that God has given us back to the grave with us because we fail to articulate or we fail to realize the purpose for which we were called. For this cause have I come into the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a negotiation. Got Angelique, something I've been needing support with is finding a business partner. How do we operate as a partner and a leader? Angelique, that's a phenomenal question. And most of you all know that I operate in a Fortune 100 company as a people leader, marketing / people leader in this organization. And so Angelique's question is, how do we operate as a partner and a leader? Well, I would say this, Angelique, first of all, that you were born to be a leader. And being a leader sometimes often means that I follow or that I have to sow ideas or I have to be patient with someone that doesn't necessarily see the same vision that I have. If we don't have the same character, same morals, that's a different story. How can two walk together unless they agree? I'm saying that we have the same character, we have the same morals. And part of leadership is helping people see a vision that they didn't know existed. And so oftentimes we have to be patient as we're sharing our vision. That I am a leader because I can see just a little bit farther than somebody not in my position. Leadership, according to John Maxwell, is influence, nothing more and nothing less. The question is, how do I help empower that individual to come to a conclusion that's greater than what they knew they can accomplish or what we can accomplish together? That's leadership. How do I help position myself to help this individual become more fruitful so that they can bear, our Father's glorified that we bear more fruit? How can I help this individual become more fruitful in their life? How do we operate as a partner and a leader? And if I think about that question in that frame, I think about also like how do we operate as a as a husband and wife? And knowing that the husband is the head of the household, how do we operate the same way? To me, it's the same way. We walk together. We walk together, although we don't see eye to eye on every situation and every question. We walk together in the fact that we agree that our goal is to promote that business, or our goal is to grow our influence, or our goal is to manifest the kingdom of God in this earth. Wherever we agree, we make that the priority, and places where we disagree, we learn how to find a happy medium. We learn how to find where I compromise and you compromise, and we come to a spot where we can both grow and develop. In a business relationship, one thing I do with the people that I work with, and I don't say that work for me, I say the people that I work with, because I all think that everybody has something that they've been gifted in. And part of my job as a leader is to help them operate in their gift. And hey, Auntie, so what I tell my team is we're going to lean in 80% to what you do well. We're going to lean in. We're going to promote. We're going to stay in the area that you do well, that you're naturally gifted in. And we're going to spend 20% of our time trying to uplift or trying to build those competencies that hold you back the most from being your best version of yourself. I know for somebody out there, and I say, man, it's hard for me to be on time. But when I get there, I do an excellent job at my work, but I just can't hardly be on time. So for me, working with that individual, I will start saying, okay, now we're averaging being 15 minutes late. All right, let's see if we can start this process by being 6 minutes late. Because when you're 15 minutes late, it tells me that you don't value my time. You don't value my pre-work. You don't value my time as much as you value yours. So in order to help us work together, I would appreciate if instead of 15, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, half that time would mean a lot to me. It would say that you really value my time as much as it does yours, because I'm showing up 15 minutes late. It's 15 minutes earlier than the appointed time. So technically, I've been sitting here 30 minutes waiting on you. So I would really appreciate if right now we're averaging 15 minutes. I understand 5 or 6 minutes late. That would be so helpful to me. And I work with my representatives and I work with my team to help them find areas where, man, you're really strong. Let's work at how we make you the best in the area and then we find areas where you're weak, and we'll try to say, okay, let's bump that up about 1%. And that way they feel valued, but at the same time, they feel like they're being coached and they feel like they're being developed into the best version of who they are. And I think that's the thing about life that we need to know. I said life is a negotiation. Like, it's not me coming in telling them you better be on time, although I have position authority and I can do it. I don't operate that way. Life is influence. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. I operate in a sphere that we are partners, and let's see how we can get the best version of you while also me bringing the best version of me. And with that, and then with you being the best version of you, me being the best version of me, we can create a version or a product that this world, that eyes have never seen. Oh my God, we could create something that is valuable and unique to this earth. But I think a lot of times, I love the fact that you took me here, Angelique, because I could have this conversation right here tonight. I think a lot of times in partnerships or even in relationships, we try to make the other person think and act exactly how I think and act. If that person's idea doesn't ideally match up with mine, then they're wrong and I'm right. And I think I honestly think that's the problem with religion today, is that somebody has to be wrong and somebody has to be right, where there's no place and area that we can work together. There's always 20% of something that we can work together. Our belief system or our whatever is not so far apart that we can't find the 20% we have in common and work with it. Doesn't mean because they have an idea and they see it that way, doesn't mean theirs is wrong, doesn't mean yours is right, doesn't mean yours is right, theirs is wrong. It's just meant that we should take the best version of yours and the best version of mine. Let's put them things together. Let's collide them. And when two touch and agree, we can create something that's useful for the earth. But in order for us to come together in that manner, I have to see value in you and you have to see value in me. You have to see a redeeming quality in me for you to trust me, and I have to see a redeeming quality in you for me to trust you. But I'm telling you, where there is no trust, there can be no partnership. Where there is no trust, there could be no growth. Where there is no trust in a household, where there is no trust, there is no marriage. I just broke bread. Right there, man. If you could get that, I promise you, you can work with anybody on in this earth. My personal belief is that if God is allowing somebody to be on this side of the earth, they have some redemptive qualities. I just broke bread. When he told Adam, be fruitful and multiply. So if you're still on this side of the earth, that mandate is still alive for Adam. Homo sapien, male, female alike. There's still something that's meant for that individual to do. And that's why I've come to the conclusion I don't judge people. I'm not judging people. Everybody's path, everybody's life has been different. Small nuances. I noticed that even in the business world, or even in our personal lives, we always ask people, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" When something doesn't quite work the way it's, what's wrong with you? And I don't think, small nuance, I don't think that there's anything wrong with anybody. I believe when a person is born, they were born with a gift and a calling from God. So I don't think there's anything wrong with you. My question is, what happened to you? At what point did you stop believing? At what point did you say you weren't qualified? At what point, what happened? Not what's wrong with you, what happened to you? Because you were gifted from the man. Come on, man. If your sperm cell outran 400 million other sperm cells to an egg in the womb and the uterus of a woman, then I already know you've been called and chosen, and I already know that you're a fighter. Because you had to compete to get to that egg. Your sperm, oh my God, you are the exact DNA of what was in the tail of that sperm. Oh, you are in the exact DNA of that sperm tail that outswam 400 other million sperm cells to that egg. That same wiggle, that same fight, that same determination is in you right now. I don't ask what's wrong. I ask what happened. Something happened when you laid down your crown, king. Something happened, queen, when you laid down your crown. Something happened when you decided you weren't good enough. Something happened when you said, I'll trade my gifts and callings for a little bit of money. Something happened. There's nothing wrong with you, but there's something happened. And that's a small nuance that I use with people. That's a small nuance that I use. What's wrong? It's not what's wrong. What happened? Why don't you believe you can win this year? Why don't you believe you're competent enough to get the promotion? Why don't you believe that you're worth $50,000 more? Why don't you believe that God, that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son for you? Why don't you believe that you're worthy to have a spouse? Why don't you believe that you can manage $1 million company, $1 million business? Why don't you believe? What happened that brought you to the decision, to the breaking point of I cannot? Something happened. Small nuance. I don't say what's wrong. I say what happened. Because I speak to people from where I see them. I speak to people from whence they were created. I speak to people as if they're valuable to God's kingdom. That's a bread-breaking moment right there. The most important capital on this earth is not the GDP. It's not the NRA. The most important capital on this earth is human capital. It's the gifts, the dreams, the vision, the callings that people have on the inside of them that they've had since the foundation of the earth. And part of our goal and part of our vision has to be to help people see why they've been called. Angelique, chiming into this conversation. What happened? That's self-awareness, and it's transformational. Thank you, Angelique. I just believe, man, I've had moments in my life where I didn't look like it did now, where somebody had to believe in me enough to say, okay, I'm willing to trust you for what you say you are. I always tell the story that when my wife and I met, at that time, I was living in a room the size of a closet. I wasn't far from a divorce, wasn't far from a foreclosure, wasn't far from having to give my car back, my big fancy car back. I wasn't far from being a stockbroker and having to walk away from that. But she saw a version of me that had yet manifested. And I try to be that same person to other people to help them see that there's a version of them that has yet manifested, that lives on the inside of them. If you could crack that code and help them open and crack that code of who they can be, then we're really, in my mind, doing God's work. I had a guy reach out to me, a friend of mine, I called him a friend of mine, that when I was in Montgomery, Alabama, and I was just becoming, now I'd been a stockbroker for a while, and I started getting a custom made suit. So I got 2 custom made suits, and then you buy 2, you get the third one free. And I bought the 2. And the third one that was free, I had a young guy that was going to college at Alabama State. And I said, man, and he wanted to be in the music industry. He didn't want to be a rapper. He wanted to be like one of the people that produce the people that do the music. So for my third suit, my third custom made suit, I walked him in and had him fitted. And I told the tailor I wanted them to make the third suit for him. And so he reached back out to me earlier this year, and he thanked me for having that custom made suit for him. And although he can't fit that custom made suit today, he said he keep it in a closet to this day because it reminds him that when he didn't see himself in a custom made suit, somebody else saw him in a custom made suit. Now this young brother today has his own, he created his own tequila company where they make, produce, and distribute the tequila themselves. And also he has a clothing company where he created his own brand. And the young brother is doing phenomenal in this world. And he credited it to the fact that I had that custom made suit for him when he was barely out of sweatpants and walking in college yards and college dorms. To me, that's leadership. It's being able to see something in somebody they've yet to tap into. And all of us at some stage of our lives need somebody who has more vision than what we have today. I'm telling you all, I sit here today off the backs of many people that encouraged me, many people that held my hand during tough time, many people telling me that they believe in me. I had a tough day a week ago, and I had just a random text from a friend of mine who was, had surgery and had been out, and he sent me, said, man, and he sent me a message that said, I'm gonna see can I find it. I'll read it directly to you. But he sent me a text that told me how valuable I was, and that he said, you are destined for great things, and I'm blessed to be a part of your journey. Your growth and development will continue to accelerate. He said, let's go. He sent me that randomly one day, not knowing my current condition, not knowing that what I went through that day. He randomly sent me that, and man, that spoke directly to my spirit. To me, that's leadership. To me, that's leadership. Like, my question is, who have you encouraged today? Who have you spoken well to? Who have you spoken life into today? That's leadership. Oh my God, I feel that with everything in me. Like, we love having those moments for us. Now we have to start creating those moments for others. I'm telling you, life is one big negotiation. Life is a negotiation. And I challenge you to invest your life in areas where you get massive manifestation. And the greatest manifestation I know for what I've been called is pouring into people. If you find out what people you're supposed to serve, it will make your vision so clear that you'll know the next steps. Y'all, I just wanted to pop on here for a brief moment and just have a normal conversation. It's my goal to be back on this Motivational Monday. I'm thinking about my practice schedule to be on this Motivational Monday, and we can pick up on this conversation. And until next time, I am challenging you all to wage war on mediocrity. Your boy is out.
It ain't no friend to me.